You got a raise, your income went up, and somehow 12 months later, you are saving the same percentage you were before, or possibly less, and you have no clear memory of deciding to spend more because you never actually did. That is lifestyle creep, and it is one of the most effective wealth destroyers in existence precisely because it never feels like a decision. The real problem in 2026 is that the forces driving lifestyle creep are stronger than they have ever been. Inflation quietly raises the floor on your existing expenses, while social media systematically raises the ceiling on what feels like a normal standard of living. Here are 3 specific questions that stop it before it permanently absorbs your progress. Welcome to Daily Money Mindset. Let us be precise about what lifestyle creep actually is, because the generic definition, spending more as you earn more, misses the mechanism that makes it so hard to catch. Lifestyle creep is not primarily about big, visible decisions like moving to a nicer apartment or buying a newer car, although it includes those. It is primarily about the accumulation of dozens of small, invisible upgrades that each feel trivially affordable at the time. The nicer grocery store that costs 40% more, the streaming tier upgrade, the Uber instead of the bus, the slightly better version of everything across every category of spending, compounding simultaneously. No single decision looks like a problem. The aggregate quietly absorbs whatever income growth you achieved. In 2026 specifically, lifestyle creep has 2 accelerants that compound the traditional pattern. The first is inflation-driven baseline creep. The cost of maintaining your existing lifestyle has increased significantly over the past few years, which means some portion of any income increase gets absorbed by maintaining the same standard of living rather than actually upgrading it. This is worth understanding clearly because it changes the math. If your income increased by 8%, but the cost of your existing lifestyle increased by 4%, your effective increase in available income is roughly half of what the number suggests, and saving the same percentage of gross income as before produces less actual purchasing power improvement than it appears to. The second accelerant is social reference creep, driven by social media consumption. Your sense of what counts as a normal standard of living is heavily influenced by the spending patterns of the people you see regularly, and in 2026, that reference group increasingly includes curated content from people specifically selected by algorithms for aspiration and lifestyle performance, rather than actual representativeness. The result is a constantly inflating baseline of what normal consumption looks like, which lifestyle creep then silently fills toward. Now here are the 3 questions that actually stop lifestyle creep before it becomes invisible. The first question is, did my savings rate increase when my income increased? Not the dollar amount, the percentage. If your income went up 15% and your savings rate stayed flat or decreased, lifestyle creep absorbed the entire gain. The target is for every income increase to produce a savings rate increase, even a modest one, before any lifestyle upgrade. A practical rule is splitting income increases so that at least half of every raise or income boost goes directly and automatically into increased savings or investments before you ever adjust your spending. The spending can still increase, just at a rate slower than income growth. The second question is, can I identify where the increase went? This requires actually pulling 3 months of spending data and comparing it to 12 months ago. Lifestyle creep is almost always invisible in the moment and visible only in retrospect because each individual upgrade felt trivial when it happened. The categories where spending increased without a deliberate decision are your lifestyle creep signature, the specific places where the upgrade happened on autopilot. Naming them does not require eliminating them, but it converts invisible spending into visible spending, and visible spending can be evaluated deliberately rather than happening by default. The third question is, does this upgrade reflect my actual values, or does it reflect what I think my income level is supposed to look like? This is the most important question, and the one most people never ask. Many lifestyle upgrades are not driven by genuine preference. They are driven by a sense that your spending should match your income level, that continuing to drive an older car or shop at the same grocery store after a raise feels inconsistent with your new earning position. This is a version of the identity and status signaling that drives a huge proportion of consumer spending, and it is worth recognizing directly because it is not actually making anyone's life better. It is social pressure wearing the costume of a preference. Let us build the practical checklist that operationalizes these three questions. First, set a savings rate target before you do anything else after an income increase and automate the difference immediately. If you were saving 15% and your income went up, your new automatic transfers should produce at least 17 or 18% savings before any additional discretionary spending increase. Second, do a category-level spending comparison once per quarter, 12 months ago versus now by category, looking specifically for where increases happened without a deliberate decision. Third, before any discretionary spending increase becomes a new default, ask whether it reflects a genuine quality of life improvement or simply spending to the level of your income. Let us address the legitimate side of lifestyle improvement, because the goal is not to deny yourself the benefits of earning more. It is to make sure the benefits you are taking are ones you actually chose. There is a meaningful difference between deliberately choosing to spend more on experiences you genuinely value and passively drifting toward a higher spending baseline that feels uncomfortable to reverse. Both involve spending more as income grows. Only one leaves you with the sense that your financial life reflects your actual priorities. The social media dimension deserves one more direct note. Your financial comparison group has enormous influence over your sense of what a normal or appropriate standard of living looks like. And if that comparison group is primarily curated content creators and aspirational accounts, your baseline is being calibrated against people whose job it is to display consumption in a way that makes you feel like your life is missing something. Deliberately curating your financial reference group, following people who talk about building wealth as aspirationally as others talk about spending it, has a measurable effect on your default sense of what financial success looks like, and therefore on the social pressure component of lifestyle creep. The compounding math of stopping lifestyle creep is motivating in a way the individual decisions are not. If a household earns 2 income increases over 5 years and directs the majority of each increase into savings and investments rather than lifestyle upgrades, the difference in net worth at year 10 compared to a household that absorbed those same increases into spending is significant. Not because of any exotic strategy, but simply because the money went into assets rather than consumption. Lifestyle creep does not feel expensive in real time. The cost shows up a decade later in the gap between where you are and where you would have been. If you recognized your own pattern in this video, hit the like button and subscribe to Daily Money Mindset for 3 videos every week on the real drivers of financial progress. Drop a comment below and answer the first question honestly. Did your savings rate go up the last time your income did? We read every comment. A free lifestyle creep audit checklist is linked in the description below.